It's Bourbon Night. It's a fly fight. Hello, I'm Chad.
I'm Sarah.
Sarah, this is a unique one. We're back on some wheaters, and the thing that kind of kicked this one into our brain space was, I think in our last hunting video, the Frankfurt one, we found the Rebel 100 6-year.
Yeah.
Which is wheated, and we're like, oh, okay, well, there's some new wheaters out there.
Right, a lot of stuff going on between that like $30, $35, and $50 mark. Some readily available things, so it's kind of like, hey, if I'm looking for a wheater, which one should I get?
Also around that age range,
right?
That
Same.
we're talking about too.
Yeah,
so
minimum of 4, but like generally 6 to 7
is what we're working with here. So let's just go ahead and tell you, Sarah, what's in this flight?
In this flight, we have Green River Wheated Bourbon, a 4-year minimum age statement at $35. Bardstown Bourbon Company Origin Series Bottled in Bond Wheated Bourbon at 6 years for $50. Weller Special Reserve at 6 to 7 years and $30, and that's retail, of course. And Rebel 100 6-year, which is 6 years and $48.
Yes, good thing to mention, Sarah, that the Weller Special Reserve was $30. That was at the gift shop, and that was also on our last hunt. So those are the things that really kickstarted this this fly fight.
Frankfurt hunt, we got a couple wheated products, and now here we sit with them.
Yeah, so it could be you're going to see that if you're in an ABC state for actually a little bit less than 30, but probably more likely you're going to see it for more than 30 where you are. But I don't know, some people say, it's on the shelf all day. It just depends on your state.
Yeah, it just depends on where you are. We kind of came across the problem of we had too many things to go into this flight.
Yeah.
When it came down to consider what actually was going to end up in here, we started pulling bottles, and we also ended up with the Maker's 101, the Wilderness Trail Wheated Bourbon, which is also 100 proof, and the Holiday Soft Red Wheat, also 100 proof. And I think those would also make a really good flight. So if you guys like this flight, let us know in the comments, and we'll take the winner of this one and put it up against those and see who's like the grand champion of sub, $50, $60 wheated bourbons that are somewhat available.
That's right. But as always, these are blind to us. We do know what's in here. We are drinking the same thing at the same time, but we don't know which one we are.
No idea.
We are dealing with. So here we go with Bourbon A. Well, that's just delightful. That's got some... the typical caramel vanilla, but also a little bit of age, just some oak on there.
It's very soft too, soft and sweet on the nose, which I would expect for a wheated product. Yeah.
Maybe it's just because this is my first sniff of bourbon today.
My first sniff of the day.
I'm like, this smells good. Let's see how it tastes. To your health. Definitely
some oak presence in there. There is a touch of youthfulness towards the finish, but I do think up front it presents with desserty sweetness, caramely, like some powdered sugar, confectionery, and then it goes into some oak. It does show its youthfulness slightly on the finish, I think. But I think it recovers well, The proof is nice, the mouth feels nice.
Yeah.
That oak note is really good.
Not really a long finish,
no.
I would agree, but pretty good. I'm going to give it a little second sip here. Not bad. Not bad. We'll also say
good
this.
Place to start, yeah.
I have no idea what this is, obviously, but what made me think of this was we haven't tasted the Rebel 6-year, Rebel 100 6-year before.
No.
So I was like, is this it? Is this what we're tasting? Because I have no baseline. Other thing about that, Sarah, it's Lux Row. They are distilling their own stuff now. I am pretty sure they have 6-year product and maybe older. So this might be their distillate.
Could be.
Or could be sourced, which would likely be Heaven Hill.
Who knows? I'm also not super familiar. It's been a while since I've revisited the Origin series from Bardstown, especially the wheated bourbon. I'm more familiar with that than I am the Green River.
I do remember liking that a lot.
I have tried the Green River, but it's not one that I've sipped multiple times, so I don't think I could recall from memory which ones these are. I would expect that the Weller is going to stand out only because Buffalo Trace, to me, has a signature flavor profile.
Well,
and
also,
it's 90 proof.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was going to say, Sarah, is we have two 90 proofers, two 100 proofers. So there's that as well. But let's go ahead and get to Bourbon B.
A little bit more cinnamon raisin on this one.
Antique.
This one gives me Raisin Bran, cereal aisle.
Cereal aisle
Boom.
Vibes.
Or off-brand Raisin Bran. I don't know what they call that. It's the Kroger version.
Yeah, the Great Value Walmart version. I don't know, but it smells pretty good. And here we go.
Light, easy.
Oh, much lighter.
Approachable. Even though it's lighter, which I would, in my head, not connect those dots as it's lower proof. It's delicate. There is still oak in there, coming through on the finish. It's not super powerful, but it's there with some fruitiness. I still get kind of like that Raisin Bran note with cinnamon, raisin, like cereal.
Raisin cookie. Does it have a name?
Oatmeal raisin cookie.
There you go.
Yeah, very
oatmeal
much.
Raisin cookie.
Also, like I said,
finish.
yeah, I completely agree with that. Really easy. That one's super easy.
If I had to guess, just from what I remember of Green River, I would say that's Green River.
Ooh.
But we're not guessing. Not really.
I wouldn't.
It's just for funsies.
As of now, I don't agree. I do not concur.
Peanut butter.
This one, yeah, definitely has more earthiness to it. I'm getting like some kind of toffee note. The only caramel candy I can ever think of is Rolos, and that's what it reminds me of. I still love those.
Huh, yeah,
Yeah,
like that
chocolate
nose.
caramel kind of thing.
Okay, well.
Huh, not on the palate.
I'm looking for the peanut that I got on the
It's
nose,
not at
and
all.
it's not there.
It's earthy.
It is earthy.
It's earthy. It's a little grassy. It is a little bit like barnyard note.
Oh, barnyard, yeah.
Not as sweet and chocolatey and caramely and nutty that I
Let
thought
on.
it was gonna be.
Yeah, if anything, I'm sort of getting that peanut note and more of the earthy note that you said, and it's really on the back end.
Yeah. And there's almost like citrus grassy like IPA note in there towards the finish.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That one requires some water. Vanilla.
Now I have trust issues. Yeah.
Just vanilla. Airy, light,
Light, yeah.
candle, linen. Not a whole lot there.
Not a lot,
Get it
yeah.
on the palate. Maybe that'll help.
Also earthy. A little bit of nuttiness.
Easy.
A little tannic towards the finish. A little herbal tea.
Is this our second 90 proofer, I wonder?
I don't know. Hard to determine the age, like what that might be on this one because of the earthiness. I can't tell if that's coming from like wood notes or if that's a grain or yeast thing. I'm not sure.
Me either. That one's a thinker. I think that one's going to be a round 2 where it's really going to
These are all very different. Yeah.
reveal itself for sure. Yeah, if this is your first time watching us, we do these twice and then we drink things back to back that weren't back to back before. But between that, we take a little break, and while we wait, we want to tell you about our home on the internet. It's whiskyambitions.com. If you're wondering where you can get the t-shirt that I'm wearing, it's at whiskyambitions.com. The hat that I'm wearing, the Glencairns that we're drinking from. In fact, these flight boards,
We're working on another batch.
not in stock right now, but we got a big new batch coming
Keep an eye
soon. So keep returning to the site for that. Also, hoodies and bottle cut candles, our elemental elixir cocktail syrup, and more. Always coming soon. That's at whiskyambitions.com.
And you can become a patron at patreon.com/itsbourbonnight and join our community for as little as $1 a month. And that is where we put out discounts on this merch depending on your tier. You also get access to our barrel picks. We've had a few come out recently. Access to trips and events and all kinds of other things. We just did a meetup in New Orleans with our patrons. That was a blast. And lots more. Look at these fine people.
Yes, look at them.
Look at them. We couldn't do it without them.
I think they're still scrolling.
If not,
they may have finished, and
I missed it.
It may just say patreon.com/itsbourbonnight. But regardless,
look at that. Isn't it beautiful?
That's where it is. All right, we're gonna take a little break, continue to reset our palates, and we'll be back right after this. And we're back. Welcome back. We've reset our palates. We're going at this thing again. Now I feel like we're acclimated to all 4 of these. We've met. It's been the first date. Now it's time for the second date.
I think they're all very different.
See who we want to
Like
take
if this
home.
is like that choose your whatever blind date show or
Choose
whatever.
your own adventure?
No, the blind date show where they're behind the wall
The
and you have to
match
question
game?
the magic game.
I
I don't know
guess.
what that's
Or
called.
the-
well, technically you can't see them, so it's the blind date show. But sure, the match game. Now I got to figure out which one's right for me.
Chuck Willery. Yeah. Bourbonnais. If you were a weeder, which weeder would you be?
I love the nose.
This nose
on
is
Bourbonnais.
great.
I think it might be my favorite. A and B are my top 2. I don't know which one. I think it's A.
B has a vintage quality on its nose that I do like, but
A has like a richness to it.
Classic.
I just don't.
Yeah.
TBD. Okay, gonna decide that later.
okay. I really like A.
I think it's
It's classic.
classic, well balanced, a lot of different flavors coming in. It's approachable,
Not much of a long finish.
but none of these really do.
no.
I mean, we're not playing in long finish territory
Long-finish
in terms
territory.
of proofs
yeah,
here.
Yeah, again, to remind you all, we're between a minimum of 4 years and probably a maximum of 7.
6 to 7.
I would say
yeah.
our average, though, is 5 to 6 here.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I don't really have a bad thing to say about Bourbonnais. I'm fairly confident, and I know what this one is, but I'm not gonna.
Tell me.
Well, because I said raisin bran or like cinnamon and raisins or oatmeal raisin cookie, that is, to me, that screams Buffalo Trace.
Interesting.
But that's just my thoughts. It also feels lower proof, so that cuts it down to a 50% guess, right?
I don't think I've ever gotten an oatmeal raisin cookie on a Buffalo Trace
But
product.
I get raisins, grapes. I
Raisins,
also
grapes,
get
yes.
cinnamon. I've said
Yes.
Raisin Bran about Buffalo Trace products before, so
Okay.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
Well, let's see.
It's happened before.
I do feel like this would be
I'm gonna
90
put $5 on it.
I put 5 on it.
I would put a 5 on it.
Wait, was this the one in the first round I said was Green River?
I think so, yes.
Either A or B.
It was not A. It was definitely
Okay,
B.
okay.
Well, I mean, you'll see in the edit, but
yeah.
I'm also fairly certain I'm not going to put
the
another 5 on that.
In the first round, it was because it had such a deep, dark, earthy finish. I'm not so much getting that second round. So I retract.
Well, now when it's Green River, you'll feel bad because you were wrong twice.
Yeah.
Or you were right, and then you made yourself wrong.
Now, if we were to believe the internet, 6 to 7 years, say this is the Weller, that would be the oldest here. Not to give me a vintage vibe at all. It's 6 to 7 years, but I don't know. Okay, let's just move on.
Okay. I don't get that nuttiness and that Rolo nose now that it's sat here, or we've gone through again. I don't really get that.
The nuttiness has dissipated.
It's more of that like barnyard smell that I got on the palate round 1 is coming through on the nose. Yep. I feel like grassy, citrus peel, herbal, like IPA vibes also.
Yeah, a little
hoppy. Yep. That's how I
Yeah.
feel about that one.
Agreed. Sarah, this could be a distillery or a distillate from a distillery that we've never tasted before.
Anything's possible.
Well, that's not true. We were in a barrel pick where if this was a Luxra, where we've had some of their own distillate, but not familiar with it at all.
That's true.
Okay, there's more cilantro on this nose now.
I get that. No, it does have an herbal quality to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little vegetal, earthy. Like not earthy like dirt and hay
Taco
and barnyard,
toppings.
but this is more, vegetable garden herbs. And I also think it's vegetal on the palate too.
Yeah.
It tastes like fresh from the garden.
I would say this is 100 proof.
A little bit of wood influence in there. It's hard to say. I don't know.
Daggone it.
I'm gonna take a beat and then I'm gonna do my A/B testing. I know. I'll tell you this right now. I know my top 2 and I know my bottom 2. I just don't know my order.
I don't know anything.
You don't know nothing.
I don't know.
You don't know
nothing right
nothing.
now. So we're gonna find out. So this is where we'll leave you. We're gonna start A/B testing these things that were back to back that weren't back to back before. We're also going to talk to Patreon. This will be a part of another round with Chad and Sarah, which is our Patreon exclusive episode.
That's us.
But we will be back after we have ranked these and it's results time. See you soon. Sarah, what time is it?
It's results time.
Okay, just by looking at it, we have some in the same place, we have some in the not the same place.
Our first and second places are flip-flopped.
Yes.
Our third and fourth places are the same.
So we will start with our 4th place, which both of us put Bourbon C. Bourbon C is the Green River.
Green River.
So I was wrong on my first guess,
That's okay.
but I retracted it in the
You
second
did.
round.
So everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Just cut that part out, Chad.
Everything's fine.
You can just, as the editor, cut that out and you'll
true.
seem like a genius.
I will.
All right.
3rd place.
Third place,
We put Bourbon D. Bourbon D is...
the Rebel 6-year.
Okay, so this is one that we've never had before.
I kind of thought that A and B initially were the Weller and the Bardstown Bourbon Company wheated.
And it looks like they are.
Well, it is. I have a theory, obviously, as to
think
which
we
one's
both
which.
do, yes.
We put them in different orders.
We can find out.
We can find out. Let's do it.
All right, well, let's do your first place.
Okay.
So Sarah's winner. My second place, Bourbon B, is
The Weller Special.
Weller Special Reserve. Second place for me, first for you.
No, the other way around. Second place for me, first place for you is the Bardstown Bourbon
No, I
Company.
was saying Weller.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were revealing.
Weller is the second place for me, first place for you.
That's right.
Weller Special Reserve. Sarah is a tater, which makes
But I was right.
my first place and Sarah's second place, the Bardstown Bourbon Company Origin Series, wheated, bottled, and bond.
Which is also very good. It's a very good product.
The most expensive one at $50.
You did. I picked the hardest one to find, but also the MSRP cheapest.
Probably the least expensive, is the Green River, which we did put in
Right.
fourth.
Now, I'll tell you, and we told Patreon this, not that I want to be biased, but ultimately, I think it would be a better look if I didn't pick Weller Special Reserve first, right? I would like to not do that. I'd like to be able to tell you guys, hey, forget about it. That ain't no big deal. Go out and get you something else that's readily available on the shelf. It's the same thing. You'll never notice a difference. I did notice a difference. It is very balanced. It is a delicate but well put together whiskey.
And this was a 2025 bottle.
Well-rounded. Yes, this is a 2025 bottle. We got it last
Purchased 2025. Could technically be a 2024
We picked it up,
bottle,
like, what, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. As much as I would like to join on the hate, it is a good product.
for $30.
For
yes.
$30. It's a
Excellent.
good product.
Yeah.
Now, if you see a Weller Special Reserve marked up to $100, don't do it. And we'll put it, well, I don't know how we're going to do this because now we have your winner and my winner. And we're going to put them up against the Maker's 101, the Wilderness Trail Wheated Bourbon, and then the Holiday Soft Red Wheat. And I kind of think we have to throw them both in there and just do a $5 flight fight.
I think we have to do a
which
$5.
Won't be so bad because, like, the highest proof is 101.
Right.
So it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Right? It'll be fine.
A bunch of 100 proofers, 190 proofer, and a 101.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see how the Weller holds up against all things that are 10 proof points or more higher.
All things that are good.
All things that are good.
I got all the things that are good. I'm old Greg.
Oh, goodness.
All right. Well,
Have you ever drank Weller from a shoe?
closest you can get to a bottle of Weller without your eyes getting wet.
Oh my gosh.
That'll do it for us. Let us know your thoughts down below. If you have
Please.
any other suggestions of bottles that should go in that secondary flight fight, because we know there are other winners out there. I know the Old Elk was one that we considered as well. But
I mean, shoot, we could make it a 3-part, but I don't know if you guys want 3 weeks of content like that.
3 weeks. Well, they won't be in a row.
Not in a row, but
Yeah.
initially, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's where we're about to leave it. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to us already, you can do so by clicking right up here. There's suggestions of other videos down here. Hope to see you over there in one of those. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Chad.
Okay, until next time, drink more bourbon.